Welcome back. The stock on our radar is section pipes and tubes manufacturer JTL Industries. It's recorded its highest ever quarterly sales volume in the third quarter, and capacity expansion in its Punjab plant also is partly on stream. We do have Pranav Singla with us. He's the executive director at the company. Thanks a lot, Pranav, for joining in. A couple of weeks ago, we did have Dhruv join us, and he said to us that, by the end of this year, you all will do about 2.75 lakh tons of volumes. I look at your numbers, the first 9 months, you've done about 1.2 lakh. Just wanted to understand, are you, taking into account the consolidated entity as well when you say 2.75 lakh tons for the entire year? And if yes, what does the comparable number for the first 9 months stand at?
Thanks for having me on the show, Nigel. So we did a quantity of 1,20,000 tons in the 9 months. And we just commissioned a capacity of 50,000 tons in the Punjab plant. We also said to commission another 50,000 tons of capacity in a Punjab plant by the next month. And by merging the Raipur entity, we have a good capacity, and we aim to end the year at the target we gave before at 275,000 tons. So we're still on track to that.
Just to break this up, Pranav, you have done 1.2 lakh odd. You have one capacity that's come on stream at your Punjab unit. You're saying the other bit as well gets commissioned. So to reach that 275, how much are you assuming from the current entity? How much are you assuming from the merged entity to take us to that number from 120? How do you reach there?
So from the current scenario in the current entity, we'll be doing around 90,000 tons of material in the following fourth quarter.
Okay.
And around 50,000 tons to 60,000 tons of volume would be coming from JTL Industries. So altogether, we'll be close to 3 lakh tons of volume this year.
Oh, 275 or 3?
Close to 3 lakh only. It will be more than 275.
More than 275. All right.
So we just finished the plant a month before that we were aimed to. And now we aim to commission the next plant in the next month as well.
Got it. Pranav, we got that. We've got that. 275 at least is what you're looking at. Could you tell us how much was value-added sales as a percentage of your total mix for the past quarter? I ask you that is because that gives a bit of a fillip to the EBITDA per ton as well. And also your exports. You all were talking about exports going up. It's still only 10%. Do you think that in FY24 it moves up from this 10% contribution?
So we're working on the exact calculations on the valued product this quarter. But from the estimate, it's around 1/3, 35% sales, around 16,000 tons of material was given in the value-added sector. And if you talk about exports, exports have risen from last year. From last year, we had to jump up 48% year on year. And over the quarter, it was a 10% increase. So we anticipate the similar kind of increase in the volumes and the export happening further as well. And we aim to take exports to 15 to 20% by this year end as well.
All right, Pranav, just hang in there for a moment because we are getting updates coming in from Godrej Consumer as well. This is for their third quarter business, and this looks pretty good, to be very honest, because they have seen double-digit sales growth backed by low single-digit volume growth. Back earlier in the last few quarters, the sales growth was largely on account of the price hikes that the company had taken, and the volumes were declining. In the second quarter itself, the volumes declined by about 5% odd. So low single-digit volume growth is something that the street will like. There has been a sequential improvement from high single-digit sales that we saw in the previous quarter as well. Importantly, for India business, it is led by double-digit sales growth in both home care and personal care. Indonesia has begun to see gradual recovery. Africa continues its momentum, and the company says that they should see gross margin recovery and high single-digit EBITDA growth as well. So some of their problems are now ameliorating. They are seeing some improvement. Volume growth in India is back. The decline in Indonesia is, coming off, and the quality of profits should see meaningful recovery with gross margin improvement. And some of that, after investing into marketing, they should see high single-digit EBITDA growth. So there might be some margin compression year on year, but the quality of profits, as the company has said, should improve. The stock up around 2%.
Okay, all right, got that in terms of that update. Pranav, thanks for waiting by. Apologies, we had to address some news that did come in there. So 15 to 20% is what you're looking at exports to go to. And in the past quarter, value added was close to around 35%, a rough estimate out there. What does this mean in terms of the EBITDA per ton? Last quarter was bumped up because higher contribution from value added sales. So for the second half of this year, what should the EBITDA per ton be? And for FY24, give us a guidance on both volumes as well as your EBITDA per ton.
So we anticipate a lot of demand in the value-added sector future as well, because there's a lot of missions, government missions started by the Honorable Prime Minister, like Jal Jeevan Mission, and there's a lot of push from infra side as well for the value-added product. So we aim that a value-added product would be somewhere around 45 to 50% in the coming months as well. Although we had a slightly dip this quarter in the value-added section, but we anticipate doing the recovery in the following quarter and making back the total product mix of the year end around 50%. And if you talk about the FY25 volumes, we are thinking of achieving 350,000 tons of volume.
Okay.
And that'll be a consolidated volumes of JTL Industries as well.
No,
So
this 350 is for which year? For the coming year. That's FY24, right?
Yeah, 350 to 370,000.
That's for FY24. That's the coming year.
24.
24. 350
Yes.
to 375. And EBITDA per ton, what are you looking at? On an average for the full year.
Similar margins what we have right now, around 5,500 to 5,000 to 5,500 rupees.
All right, 5,000 to 5,500 rupees. You know, just from a business standpoint, APL Apollo Tubes has been doing well over the last few trading sessions. We've seen that stock do well. And I mean, in the past as well, you know, we have seen the kind of work that they do. How is it that your business is different from theirs? I mean, just wanted to understand, is there any competitive overlaps there, or is it different?
Yeah, I'm also wondering how come you are doing your profitability? That's a far larger player, right? But your profitability is a little bit higher. What are you doing right?
So basically, we focus more on value-added products. That's the major share in our product mix, and that makes us lead to a higher beta and higher margins as well. And apart from that, we also get solar section industry as well. So we make solar panel structure. That's something APL doesn't do. So we cater that market, and we receive higher margins in that side as well.
In the third quarter, how much was you know, value added, and how much of it was solar industries? I mean, if you could give us a sense of how it differentiates in terms of EBITDA per ton, realizations, etc.
Out of 35%, the total value added, around 10% was solar industry.
Oh,
okay. And what's the differential in realizations for all these business?
It's kind of the same realization that we receive in both sectors. It's just the percentage of value added increases. It's similar margins.
Pranav, that it's 10% of the 35% or 10% of the total mix? 10% of 35% effective will be around 3.5% of your total sales.
10% of the total mix.
Of the total mix. Okay, all right. Fair. So close to around a third of your value-added sales were because from the solar division itself.
Yes.
Got it. All right. A couple of more questions. How do your SKUs differ from APL Apollo? They are the leaders, so I ask you that. And if you could give us a rough sense about what is your advertising spend, or is there any fixed allocation you have put out there?
So we have around 1,000 SKUs under JTL right now, and we aim to bring DFT technology in the coming months and add bigger dia sizes and higher thickness sizes. And so we can reach SKUs of around 1,500 numbers. But apart from that, it's the similar kind of SKUs we share with APL, and that's going to be in the future as well.
Would you have any sense of the market share that you have in the business right now? How much of it is organized? How much of it is unorganized? What's the market share that you're targeting? What's APL's market share?
So we think that the organized market size is 50% of the total market size. And out of the total 50%, I think we are somewhere around 8 to 9% of the total market size.
Okay. All right. Take that point, Pranav. Thank you so much for joining in and giving us all those details on the business. Wish you a happy 2023 and also a positive FY24 with the kind of guidance that you've given. All right. With that, we'll slip into a short break. Come back, get you more on the markets and individual stocks.